Time to protect my ears. We'll figure this out and we'll be back.
This is when we'll do a time lapse.
Today on field trip, we're going to Scotia, New York.
Where we're gonna check out Riverside Maple Farm.
Then we're gonna take the Maple Beer Trail.
And then Wolf Hollow Brewery.
Come on, friends.
You actually have to have you put on hairnets. And we gotta have a beard net on you.
Yes.
I knew it.
Here we go again.
So come on out.
So nice out today.
I'm gonna slip. I know I am. I just almost fell.
So when I was a kid, we used to tap trees like this. We would drill a hole in the tree between usually late February and early March, drill a hole in the tree, put a spout in, and then the sap would drip into the bucket. And we would come at night and we would collect the bucket and pour the sap into a bigger bucket and carry it out of the woods. And we would bring it down to my father's house in his driveway and we'd boil it on a stove in the driveway. And now we do things a little differently. What we'll do is we'll drill a hole in the tree, and then this is a spout that we'll go ahead and we'll stick into that hole, and the sap will run through this tube, and it'll run through this line, and then the bigger line, and then the bigger line, and down the hill and into our sap house. We also put vacuum on the trees, so we actually suck the sap right out of the tree. Vacuum pump is going to run pretty much all season to actually put vacuum on all of those lines so we can suck the sap out of the trees. The line coming out of the woods is right here. This chamber here, this is called a releaser, and it'll fill up with sap, and then it'll actually run the sap through those lines over there. Sap runs under the driveway and then into the building, into this tank here. This is a 3,200 gallon sap tank. This will fill up several times a day with sap. When we've processed all of the sap, it'll come down into these two drums. So it's about a 40 to 50 to 1 ratio. So from here, it's gonna run through that line there into the next room over. So these are our reverse osmosis systems, and these systems use a membrane to separate water from other things. So it's a spiral wound membrane. We use these big pumps to push the sap at the membranes, and it'll take out 80 to 90% of the water using the pressure in the membrane. And it takes the sap from being 40 gallons of sap to 1 gallon of syrup to about 4 to 5 gallons of sap to 1 gallon of syrup. And this saves us a huge amount of time. So the concentrated sap goes into that tank up there from the reverse osmosis system, and then it runs down through this line into our evaporator. And this is where we boil off the remaining water. So it'll come through here, and then once we've run it through, we'll open this valve and draw the syrup off at 66.9% sugar. So once we've drawn off the syrup, we'll put it into these drums at 185 degrees, so it's stable. We put them in here, and then they can stay here for quite a while until we're ready to use them. We'll open the drums and then reheat them in this right here. This is a pan that will heat up the syrup back to 185 degrees and then pump it into the kitchen, and we'll bottle it or turn it into candy or spread or whatever we're going to do from there.
So there are 4 different grades of maple syrup, and the only difference in the grades of maple syrup is the flavor profile, right? So we're going to start with our lightest and work our way to the darkest.
Maple Journey.
The maple journey. So we're going to start with this golden. Golden is very light. It's kind of like honey. It's really good on ice cream.
Yes, it's floral.
Floral, very floral, yep. So our next one is amber. And when most people walk in, they want amber, because this is what you think about. If you've ever had real maple syrup before, this is your basic pancakes and waffle maple syrup.
Ooh, okay, so that's got more brown sugar,
Yep.
butterscotch even a little bit.
Yeah, dark sounds intimidating. There's a myth out there also that dark has more sugar in it. That's not true. And this is why it's so important to taste the dark, is because you can actually, this is where you start to get that real mapley flavor. This is the final grade. This is very dark. This used to be known formally as grade B. There's not a grade B anymore because There used to be a thought that it wasn't as high quality as the rest of the maple syrup grades, but that's not true. Like I said, it takes the exact same amount of time to make. It just has a different flavor profile. So this is where you're gonna have the most maple.
Ooh, there you go. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, you guys were talking about wanting to do also the trail as well? Yes. Perfect. Do you want to snowshoe it? Okay. So the Maple Beer Trail goes from here all the way through the woods there. It's about a quarter mile over to Wolf Hollow Brewing Company. So we're just, our properties connect and we were able to make the trail and back, and people have really liked it. It's been a nice time. I had a lot of people bringing kids and bringing sleds and snowshoeing, cross-country skiing. It's just fun.
Yeah. So this is the Maple Beer Trail. This is a quarter-mile trail. It goes past the lake. It's free and open to all on Saturdays and Sundays from 12 to 6 p.m. You don't have to go to either one of the businesses, but we just want people to come out and enjoy the beauty of Schenectady County. We've got little wolf paws that go to Wolf Hollow, and then the other side, we have our little maple leaves.
My name's Will. I'm the sales manager here at Wolf Hollow Brewing Company, and I also head up some of our cellaring operations with Kyle. As you can see in the background, we have Dave, who's our lead brewer. This is where we start all of our tours. This is our grain rooms. This is where our whole kind of process starts in here. Right now, we're a little tight on space. This is where we store all of our grain and where all the brewing process starts for us. The way we lay things out here is you can follow everything in a straight line from grain to glass. It's our mill back there. Everything gets milled in and runs through over to this side. So this is where the brewing process actually starts. Following the line here, we go in this grist case up here where all our ground up malt goes before brew. Drops into our mash tun here where the brewing process actually starts. So we do 4 brews a week on Tuesday and Wednesday usually. For mash, we'll move everything over to our kettle, which is where we'll start a boil. So our hops get added, different spices if we're doing a spice beer or something like that. Our 7-barrel brew house, so we can brew 7 barrels of beer at a time. A barrel of beer is about 31 gallons. So once we finish up with the hot side of our brewing, it all comes over. We've got 2 15-barrel fermenters, and then as you follow through, the last part of the process is everything ends up in here. From our grain room, we only walked 20 feet. You can see the beer starts there as grain and comes in here and gets poured right in your glass out here. So it's something we're pretty proud of. Everything's brewed right on site and only travels about 20 feet in its whole life. We have great partners just through the trail, as you saw at Riverside Maple. They make this phenomenal maple cotton candy that we're all a huge fan of. So what we've been doing here is when the trail's open, we're doing a pairing with another local beer that we have. Can one of you guys drink it? So our Lock 9 AM, which is a coffee and vanilla bean porter. We use locally roasted coffee from Electric City Roasters right in Schenectady, and then partner up with Riverside Maple. So you got a little bit of Schenectady County collaboration here. Just gonna rip this bad boy open. Right in there.
Wow.
The whole craft brewing community since it started has been a very locally oriented industry. We've always tried to give back to our local community and work with people within our local radius. For us, we've really been committed to creating something great for our community, and it was fantastic when Riverside Maple opened up down the road that we had another great local business that we could walk to through the trails behind us.
Thanks, guys. We're gonna head back onto the station now.
Thanks for coming out.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us on our field trip to Riverside Maple Farms and Wolf Hollow Brewing.
Visit us at WMHT.org/fieldtrip and go to Facebook and check out more episodes.
And don't forget to comment on our videos and let us know where you think we should go next.